Yo, 13 love, 13 wisdom, 13 knowledge, 13 respect. Rise of flies, teach you like the best. Real obey. Son of big up my mama, that's the rules, nigga. Snake guineas. 13 love to my ancestors. 13 love to my cousins and TLC. 13 love to the universe. 13 love to nature. 13 love to the animals. 13 love to the entire world. 13 love. So, I could talk about the auras now. So we're going to talk about the aura. The aura is, on the basic level, your aura is the placenta. Your placenta, in a way, is your aura. Your aura is like some of your first memories, you know what I'm saying? So, because of your being in the placenta with your mom's womb, it's the same as your placenta in your mom's womb. So, when you come out, see your aura as like your invisible placenta. Now, placenta, if we're breaking it down using etymology and semantics, placenta also is planet. 13 love. Placenta is also planet. So the planet that you have was your placenta. Now, just as the earth is connected to the universe, there is no separation between the earth and the universe. Same way there's no separation between us and the sun. If the sun is touching you, like if you feel the rays of the sun is the same as the sun being right beside you. Okay? So your aura is a representation of your universe, basically. So everybody has an aura, but everybody's aura is not as strong. Everybody's aura is on a certain level. Your aura is also relating to what they consider to be your soul. This is your soul as well. That's why everybody has a spirit, but they don't have a soul. You see what I'm saying? Because, and when we say don't have a soul, it's meaning like your aura field is very damaged. So you look like any other spirit on this planet. That's why when people see spirits leave bodies, they either leave as a mist or they leave as an orb, like a blue orb, blue flame. Right? So that's what that is. When you see those spirits leave out as those orbs, those are the souls. Those are the souls. When you see it leave out in the mist, those are the spirits or the ghosts. These are the ones that may have to wander around Earth, or they can go into the atmosphere, or into the aura of the Earth, which we call the atmosphere, or we call the whatever that shit's called. Yeah, they go into that blue realm that you see. Those are actually those spirits that chose not to come down to Earth, but chose to stay around the planet and wait for Judgment Day, which we are going through now. This is 2020, so yes, we're going through it. We've been going through it, but there were levels and degrees on like people getting into certain slots. Let's say that. So the souls are the ones who have overstood to a degree their past lives and their past karmas and have solved and went beyond them. So their aura field is more attached to them. Now, why would I say that? Because your aura field is supposed to be something that you can work on, right? It is. But I remember I'm saying that the aura field in this video, the aura field and the soul is interchangeable. So I'm also speaking about your soul as well. So the aura field can also be, it can be completed, but you want to constantly be reinforcing your aura field so that it becomes hardened. And I'm gonna leave it at that it becomes hard. So like for example, my aura field that you see on this camera, that is, ooh, I will have a denser aura field than most people because my aura field is being able to be picked up on the camera. You see what I'm saying? And so certain people, like as you look now, a lot of people's cameras, people be changing colors. Like people that make videos, they changing colors and their videos is like doing like waving and stuff like that. These people are receiving energy from the cosmos. But that don't mean that you're necessarily safe. That's why everything deals with awareness. That don't mean that you're safe because you can be getting that energy, and these people that are out here, these lower entities, these spirits, they can feed off of your energy because you have no aura field. Your aura field is not hardened enough to protect you. It's not able, because like the stronger your aura field is, the little spirit, they bounce right off. They can't even get to it. They'll see you like you're shining, but your aura field has created this shield around you, and so now they can't even come in at all. Like, and it's not as complicated as people think as far as creating and cultivating energy, but I can't really tell you a necessary process. I can only tell you what happened to you when it finally happens. And so, well, I can tell you a process, but ultimately everybody's journey is going to be different. So you're going to experience different things, like, because everybody's energy is different. So I'm not even going to get into that because I just want to talk about the importance of your aura and why people should be working on cultivating energies, stretching, meditating, exercising, eating lighter, denser foods. So like more fruits and vegetables, grains and beans, things like that. Start, this stuff that people have been saying for probably the last 20, 30 years that some people have gotten it, some people won't. And that's just what it is. Everybody's not going to get this information. And so your aura is your universe as well. That's why we are small universes. And it goes deeper than that, but I'm not trying to overwhelm people with information. It's very subtle. I'm just trying to get very subtle information. So certain people who are already on certain levels, they're going to catch on to what I'm talking about because they had some of the experience. Okay, so I guess I'll say that certain things that you will notice when you're feeling energy, like for one way you can feel energy, you can rub your hands like this. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen Chibo, and you should be able to feel, rub your hands together. If you haven't seen it, well, I guess I'll do it for people who haven't seen it. If you rub your hands together until they start tingling, you want the tingling sensation. I don't really necessarily do this because I can feel my energy, but you want to rub it until you start tingling because I worked with my energy. So I work with my energy, so I know what my energy feels like. So once you feel, you put your hands like this and you imagine, you want to close your eyes just for a moment and imagine the ball in between your hands, the chi ball. Just imagine it. Get a good picture of it. Don't try to see it in the dark. See it on the dark of your eyelids. Just imagine it. Just think about it. You're going to see it within the dark. And then so once you have the chi ball, open your eyes and start paying attention to your hands. Move your hands back and forth like this. Sometimes you're going to feel warmth. Some people might feel cold air. When you get a good connection, you're going to start feeling magnetism. Where like right now, I can feel like, you ever take two magnets and their opposite polarity and how they push away from each other. That same magnetic field, I can feel it in my hands, and I bring them closer. I can feel them getting closer and pulling towards each other more. Because the closer this is, so that's a way to feel energy. But when you're meditating and you want to know if you're feeling some type of energy, you'll feel tingling like over your body. You might feel it like in your legs. It might start, but that's the Kundalini. She's trying to awaken and rise up you. The Kundalini energy, which is the sacral energy and the sexual energy in the hip area, all this area is where most of your heat of your body is at. So that's where the Kundalini energy is. You want him to rise up, want her to rise up, so that it can help enlighten you. Once you enlighten, it doesn't stop. You keep doing this. You keep cultivating this energy, and this was going to help raise your consciousness, raise your awareness. Well, ultimately, not your consciousness. You raise your awareness, raise your intelligence, and it's going to help help get rid of the bad habits. But you have to, in the process of trying to get rid of bad habits, you have to give it what they call it in science class. You have to have a controlled substance, and then whatever variable, something like that. So you have to have, so in order, if I want to see if a food, like for example, if I want to go vegetarian, I don't want to just be like, I'm just gonna stop eating meat. You don't have to do that. What you can do, you can start decreasing. Maybe take like a day, start off with 1 day you don't eat any meat, and then next week go 2 days, and then you go the next week, go 3 days, and then you stick with 3 days for like, let's say, a few months. And on those days when you don't eat meat, observe and look at your body. You're doing experiments. You're becoming your own scientist. And experiment and see how it feels. See how you feel. Once you do that, now you have a better chance of truly evaluating what is good for you or what is not, or what makes you feel good and what makes you not feel good. You see what I'm saying? Now you have that in your mind, because we've been tricked, yo. We've been doing shit for so long that we think we can hear something that we don't. Okay, so we've been doing one way of living for so long that we hear another way of living and we automatically assume that it's not right, because we've been living, we have reached normality within the society that we live in. This is such a norm that anything outside of it seems awkward and weird. But the crazy thing is, the society that we actually live in, when they talk about all this good shit, they actually are doing the opposite and are actually weird. So you need to see this for yourself. And these are some of the things that will help you do that. 13 love, 13 wisdom, 13 knowledge, 13 respect. Rise up, fly high, stay true like the nines. I'm Ray Obey. Son of Big Mama Nuts and Nuts Roots, nigga ass nigga I'm out.